Hey guys, um, don't mind me. I just got off of work and I'm very exhausted right now. I just came on to basically share with you what I've been feeling the last 3 days. Excuse me. Um, you have to bear with me. I'm very out of it right now. I don't know personally what's going on. I don't know if it's an energy download I'm having. What do I look at? Or if it's just something with the stress, having to take care of Gramp and his stuff and do work and trying to get everything, or the fact that it's an energy thing. But I definitely have been noticing extreme changes with people and everything so far. So, especially while at work and while being around out in the public, more or less now, I notice it for sure because I'm working with a my cat retail shop. It's for one, people are taking very see, I can't even focus on the words I'm trying to say. Their fuses are short. They a lot of the energy, like the universe is just giving us one thing after another and just, hey, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And everybody's like, oh my god, I just needed to stop. I need to be able to breathe. Can I come up for air? Um, and I believe coming into October will be okay. Right now, we're in a period where a lot of people, this is my personal opinion, a lot of people who have formed their life and their identity around external means, um, friends, how you look towards friends, how, like, if you have a good house, or if you have, the greatest car, or if you have the good job, things like that. People who have that kind of thing and focus more on that versus internal, meaning versus they're okay with themselves. Like, they could be living in squalor, but then themselves, they could be out. Basically, their home life could be shit and falling apart and them not living in good conditions, but they can go into their job and be all fine. And their energy, they like have a shine, like as if they won the lottery or something. It's very odd. Um, the people that have the outside associated with their identity are freaking out because their identities, or AKA the outside world, it's falling in around them like a house of cards. It's people are getting frustrated because I think a lot of the times what they did is they put all their money and the hard-earned time into, I want to put my kid through this, I want to do this and this, and right now the universe is like, no, those are all outside extra stuff that you don't need. You can't take that with you when you go back to the other side. And you got to focus more internal. All this 3D outside material things, that's what's, it's what's falling apart. Now we're in 4D. And I know a lot of you don't know much about that and all this stuff. So if you're not into the spiritual stuff, don't worry about this video, tune it out, do whatever you gotta do. But I'm telling you right now, the people who associate their life and their values and their morals and their existence based on what they do, how they do it on the outside, versus about going internalizing, if they have a lot of issues that have come up that they haven't dealt with over the years, about resentments with family, friends, coworkers, work, things that haven't been, talked about, have been shoved down, feelings that haven't been heard. That's all going to come up now. That's all what's coming up now. A lot of people are getting frustrated at a lot of different other little things. The more that we turn inside and the more we end up seeing the silver lining in these things, and the more that we go and we become true to ourselves. I guess that's mainly my point. The more we get away from our truth and we start doing things because we think society wants us to do this, or culture wants us to do this, or our friends and family think we should do this, or, even like you think that you like to do this one thing, like, and then 3 years go by and you don't like to do it anymore, but you're like, oh, I've been doing it and I've put this out there for so long, I might as well keep doing it. That is going to start crumbling if it hasn't already. It's like full circle now. Now the universe and the energy is like, okay, you got to start doing stuff for you. And if you're not doing stuff for you, everything is going to start crumbling until you start doing stuff for you, and then it'll lighten up. Then the things are going to be like, okay, right now, personally, I'm going through stuff where I have to put my boundaries down. Like, my family's like, my grandma, she's used to be like, hey, this has to, happen or whatever, and basically I just was like, no, unfortunately, I would love to help, but that's not who I am inside. Like, I can pretend that I can do that, but it's going to make me more frustrated, and then we're going to hit more heads, and then we're going to have more issues, which I don't want. So I have to be true to myself and say, no, I can't do that. That would make me too uncomfortable. I love him, but I just, personally, I can't do that, unfortunately. And I know you want me to, and I know it breaks your heart that I can't. And you have your own ideas and opinions of why I can't, which aren't necessarily true or whatever, but, I have to be true to myself, because if I go in there and I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, and I do it because of obligation to helping out or whatever, I'm going to feel resentment, then it's going to build up in me, and then I'm going to lash out, and we don't want that. This is what's happening with everybody else that I've come into contact with, everything that's coming, full circle now. There's a lot of things that are... Truths are being told. Truths are finally coming out. People who have held on to resentments and things, they're lashing out now because they are sick and tired of the facade that they've had to put up. It's too much. It's gotten to the point where it's just enough's enough. And everybody's like, I can't put out as much energy as I once did to keep this facade up, and now I have to be true to myself. It's what it is. Whether or not basically half the population's being forced to, whether they like to or not. Then once it's all out there, then we have to digest it, and basically a lot of us are like, oh my god, we cannot take it personally. Do not take it personally, because it's that person's truth coming out. We cannot judge them for that. That is their truth. That is not our truth. We might not agree with it, but that is their truth, and we have to accept their truth. Whether or not we agree that it's a good truth or a bad truth, that's not up to us. That's their life. They have their choice. We all want to be able to live a life where we don't feel pressured or put upon, or, not living our truth and our not being heard. And a lot of this is also happening in the culture right now, where people are being overworked, and they're finally getting fed up with it, and they're like, no, this is not right. I'm going to stand up for what I believe in, and this is crap. I can't keep going on this way, because I'm going to end up sick or in the hospital, or mentally issues or whatnot, or financially strapped or whatnot. So I think right now we're heading that thing where we're getting blasted with a bunch of energy, and it's just kind of like coming in. Like today I was extremely foggy. Like for the last 2 weeks I've been able to go to work and be like bam 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 bam, and get the stuff out and be focused, clear-headed, and able to do the stuff. I mean, it's hard work, but it's not like hard work where you have to do a lot of thinking. Today, it was like I wasn't even present, really. The only way I was able to actually do anything was to put peppermint on my temples and on the back of my neck, where my spine goes into my head and into my brain, my brainstem. See, I can't even function right now. So, I mean, at first I thought it was just the weather. But usually when it's the weather and it's related to weather, usually by the time the sun sets, I'm fine. I still have it. And like right now, looking at you, my glasses are off, but like everything's blurring, and I'm trying to express what's going on, and I just wanted you to see physically how I'm reacting to it too. Because it's hard to get a grip of. And once this passes, which is usually after I do all these videos, then I can't really explain what's going on at the time because the energy's not flowing through me anymore, and then I forget how I felt. I can explain how I felt, but you don't see it personally. So I'm just like exhausted beyond all belief right now. Like, I have to stay up until like, well, in a couple more minutes to get put Gramp to bed. But tomorrow morning I have to get him up early because he's got to go to urology. So I'm gonna have to get up early for that, and I'm gonna have a new manager now. So today was my last day with my manager, and I was kind of sad because he's really cool. It was Brian. He reminded me of my late uncle Brian, and it kind of driving away today. It actually hit me really, really right here. I was actually kind of crying a little bit. Not gonna lie. And I didn't even really know him that much, but his energy resonated with me, and I think probably we had a past life together or something like that, where we were friends in the same circle or something. I don't know. But he's cool. He was like, yeah, you want to talk, or you have my cell phone number, so if anything goes on, you need more paint or whatever, I'll hook you up, whatever, going forward or whatnot. So I was like, that's cool. And he's got a bunch of his family that's got gluten issues, so he's like, hey, if you have any questions about gluten stuff and trying to find good products, hit me up. I'll share what we got at his house, because his wife and his kid also has it as well as he does. So I'm like, oh, that'll help me out a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I haven't been able to ground, so to speak. This necklace of mine, I've also noticed today, I've been putting it on my selenite wand, which selenite is very good for clearing out negativity, and it doesn't need to be charged or anything because it's a natural energy cleanser. So I always put my crystals, the ones that I wear constantly, on the selenite slab to clear it out of anything that comes in residual with whatever I had to deal with during the day. I wear this with me at work all the time. So whoever I get to work, like today was crazy. We had some people, this woman that came in, she was all angry because her husband was yelling at her for getting the wrong paint. So she was kind of yelling at us for that too, and being like, well, So yeah, and I've been drinking a lot of purified water, and tea. So the tea is actually draining my system of water because it's like coffee. It sucks out the water. So then I have to put the water back in. And I don't do tap water anymore because that's just, it calcifies the pineal gland, and then we're not as attuned with what's going on. So the more I've gotten away from that, the more I've been able to put my feelers out, so to speak, wherever I am, whether I'm with my family, my friends, or at work, and be able to gauge when somebody comes in that's like abrasive, personality-wise or energy-wise. So I can rev myself up and put my walls up and be like, all right, just going to deal with this person and not be personally attacked, so to speak, by their energy. So that's another good thing, too. And it's hard for me to breathe right now. It's very heavy. And I know I'm having issues with my sinuses right now, which I haven't had in a while. And there's nothing outside that I would be allergic to or anything like that. So I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's just another one of those downloads and upgrades as well. Excuse me. But anyways, this crystal has been shining for the last 2 days. Especially today. Today in the store with my blue Sherwin-Williams shirt on, my royal blue one, it shines so much. And then when I came home, even I showed it to my grandmother, and she's all like, oh my gosh, it's like she's like shining like crazy right now. And I'm not sure why, because it doesn't, ever since I've had it, even when I had to bring it back and got it, it wasn't shining that much either. So I don't know. And I was told from a psychic last week that I know is a good friend of mine. She said that this is definitely a special stone in here. So I don't know, maybe it's activating me somehow, maybe I'm being enlightened, I don't know. All I know is that it's helping me at work fend off the negativity, which, hey, bring it. I prefer the shield, especially with everybody pretty much going batshit crazy right now. I think it's just a lot of people don't know how to deal with their reality being broken in half and severed, and big chunks of it being thrown asunder, and them being like, oh crap, now what do I do? I had that happen to me 3 years ago now, but I think that's also what's going on because I had to go through it first in order to share my experiences and to be able to be like, okay, this is okay. It's not gonna last forever. I'm not gonna lie, I get shit thrown at me the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, with this new thing with Gramps' health and stuff. But besides that, yeah, I don't know what else is going on. There's something big on the horizon, guys. So we all just gotta take it easy. I take multiple showers now. I have to resonate with water. I resonate with water, and I know when I get stressed out, I need more water because that's just how my body reacts to things. So the more I take showers, the more I hydrate, the better I am. And of course, logically with science, it makes sense. We're all made up of water anyway. But for me, that's my stress reliever, as well as using my essential oils. And doing healthier practices like listening to music. I haven't listened to my music in a long time though either, so I need to definitely get back on that. I'm praying tomorrow Gramp is able to pass the test and urinate on his own. No, he will urinate on his own. Putting it out there, remember. Positive thinking. We are in 4D now, so whatever you say manifests. So, my grandfather, Robert Bancroft, will pee tomorrow on his own and pass the test at the urologist. Yeah. I will update you guys with stuff that's coming in. Yeah, I don't really know exactly else. The only way I can put it is, I've also had crazy dreams lately, very vivid dreams. And I haven't really changed anything in my diffuser. I just keep doing eucalyptus and lavender, and the last 3 days it's been insane. And I've been doing eucalyptus and lavender for like a month, so I don't know what the difference is. There's no difference there. I was gonna say something else too. Oh, today also I was hearing things weird. Like the customer would say something and instead of a K, I would hear a P. So I know there's something with this whole thing too. So I gotta definitely make sure this is all intact. I've been taking my inner defense, so that's helping out too. But after I go and help Gramp get ready for bed, I think I'm gonna take a nice shower and just de-stress. There was something else I was gonna mention. Trying to think of it all in one big swoop because I can't do lives anymore because up here there's no way to do a live because the internet is not as connected up here because there's too many walls. Let's see here. People going batshit crazy. That's what I was gonna say. All I can explain it is you feel like you're having a mental breakdown. You feel like you're having like a midlife crisis. What you put your faith in is failing you, so you're like, you feel like, you know what, I put all my faith in this, I thought it was going to manifest, and now it doesn't, and you start feeling guilty that you're a bad person and stuff like that. It's not you. Okay, you were misled by the experiences, the culture, the society, family, friends, whatever is the outside stimulant for why you chose to do what you did and to live the way you lived. But now you have to choose your way, and you have to, if you're not familiar enough about what you want yourself, start by going back into your childhood and be like, when I was a kid, what did I like? That's how I had to do it. I had to be like, okay, I liked doing puzzles, I liked coloring and doing art, I liked listening to music, and I didn't care what other people thought of me. I was like, whatever, I don't care. I was just like, yeah, you have your opinions, it doesn't faze me. So what I had to do going forward, and I've been working on this for about 3 years now, and I'm better than I was. I'm not perfect still. I've got a long way to go still. But I've learned to get back to that point where I'm out in society and I'm an adult, but you know what? I'm going to have that carefree, like, kid attitude where, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't like what I think my life should be professionally or in the career or whatever. As long as I'm making enough to sustain myself and to live comfortably on like my own and do my own things, it doesn't matter how I do it as long as I'm functioning at a comfortable and productive level where I can sustain myself going forward. Sorry, my laptop keeps going silent. So yeah, I think we're breaking the society rules down. We're starting to choose ourselves instead of what society had once formed for us and what society thought was right for us, because we're all different, and that's eventually not going to work now. Actually, it's not going to work now in 4D because 3D doesn't exist anymore, guys. I'm learning this. You can even think about it like physics, like what we thought was like 1 and 1 equals 3 apparently doesn't always equal 3 anymore. Like, you can have things where it's legitly gonna equal like 12, and you're like, how the frick does that work? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I have seen it in some cases. And I will explain more about that a little bit later in different avenues. It's 10 o'clock. I'm like, why is everything really, really like tannish and warm tones? It's because my computer went into warm tones for night vision. Because the blue light, that's another thing. Blue light for technology damages your brain waves and things. And that's the other thing too. 5G. 5G coming out, I think, is also manipulating things. And I also have heard stuff about someone somewhere around the world or in political positions or government positions somewhere, U.S., non-U.S., I don't know where, have now learned how to manipulate weather patterns to benefit them or not them, or cause other issues, and they're messing with it right now. So there's something else happening, and it's kind of interesting. I'd have to do more research on that to figure out where that's going or whatever. Like with everything, I don't take everything at face value. I always have to dig a little deeper because you never know now. The only thing that I know is certain is what my gut tells me. And that's what I have to listen to, my intuition. And that's why I don't drink tap water anymore and I do filtered water, because I need my intuition to guide me, because this world is now mirrored with a bunch of two-facedness, false advertising, manipulation, fear-mongering, scare tactics, false advertising, that whole thing. So, yeah. We definitely need to start getting back to our soul center, guys. But this is going on about 23 minutes, so I'm gonna get off and get them ready for bed because it's 10 o'clock. So, and we gotta get up at like 7:30. So, all right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow after everything gets sorted out and I can update you guys. All right. I will talk to you guys all later. Please stay sane as much as you can and breathe with it. In with the nose like you're smelling flowers. Out with the mouth like you're breathing out. And I forgot what the thing was. Breathing out. Smelling flowers and breathing out. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna get going because I'm like moo right now, as you can see. And I need to go to get ready for bed because it's gonna be an early morning tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get enough sleep where my body will readjust and assimilate these downloads and upgrades. So, yeah. We're in for the long haul, guys. Alright, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Love, light, and blessings. Namaste. See ya.